Hello everyone! Greetings from Munich, Germany, and in this video I will answer a very tricky question: when you should stop pursuing a relationship with someone. Of course, there can be numerous reasons why it is not worth to invest your time, your efforts, your feelings, your heart, your money into courting someone, into trying to build a relationship. Well, when you see that this courtship, building this relationship, doesn't bring you any closer to your long-term goals, and this process doesn't bring you much happiness, well, that's like the huge indicator that it is not worth to continue investing your time and effort into this. But let's try to group the reasons, and of course I want to start with the obvious, the first one. The feeling is not mutual. You can do your best trying to get their attention, you can ask your date out to beautiful places, you can shower her with compliments, with attention, and yes, she can readily accept your attention, your attempts to win her over, because it feels flattering, it helps her boost her self-esteem. She can like all this attention, she can like all your efforts, but it can be still not enough for her to return your feelings. Second, you're not on the same page about this relationship. Just a few weeks ago, I had a consultation with a gentleman. He is in his early 60s, and he was quite confident that he actually was in a relationship with a beautiful, much younger lady. She was in her early 40s, so 20 years younger. And they had met 4 years ago, and within these 4 years, usually they were meeting only once or twice per year, usually for a beautiful, luxurious vacation. And they did what all people do during their vacations. They went dining out, they went shopping, they were enjoying beautiful scenery. So it was a nice vacation time. And in between these vacations, they would exchange a few texts, not that much. And he said that within the last 2 years, they only had 4 video calls. So 4 video calls and 4 meetings within 2 years. Not that much. This gentleman, though, was quite confident that eventually they would move in together, and he thought that he should move closer to his girlfriend because he assumed she was his girlfriend, even though they have never exchanged titles. So when his company has suggested him to get a position in another country, closer to her country, he has agreed, but to his surprise, the fact that he was now living closer in the same time, though, didn't affect his so-called girlfriend. She didn't start texting him or calling him more often, she didn't move in with him, she didn't even come to visit. To my huge surprise, within these 4 years, gentleman didn't get suspicious. He hasn't noticed all those red flags, and he was quite confident that this woman, she wants to marry him. Of course she wants. And the lady, she, as it turned out later, had a different perception of this relationship. She thought that this gentleman was a much older friend with benefits, like a vacation friend, but she didn't consider him as a marriage or boyfriend material. So to her it was a relationship with benefits, like friendship with benefits, with a much older man, and she was quite confident that the man enjoys this style, this type of a relationship, that they are meeting once or twice per year, that they are having fun together, that she is so much younger, but she never actually thought that he wanted something more serious. And the gentleman thought that she was madly in love and has totally neglected all the red flags. I want to share with you like the red flags so that if you find yourself in similar positions, you will see them, you will actually notice them and act accordingly at the early stage. So the first red flag that the gentleman has neglected: the lady didn't share with him crucial things about her life, like big things, big life-changing things. For example, she has bought an apartment, and that's a big thing. And usually when you buy your own house or your own apartment or a car, you want to share this news with people who are really close to you, who are dear to you. So of course you will feel this physical need to call your boyfriend or to call your girlfriend, to call your best friend, your sister or your mother, to share the happy news. And of course, when you are not in a relationship but in a situationship, well, there is no reason to share such a huge, massive change with your friend with benefits. For example, a daughter of this lady was accepted to college and she planned to move out, to relocate to another country to study, and also this woman, she hasn't shared this news. Only when the gentleman has asked her about her daughter, she said that, oh, actually she has moved to college, and she never shared it with him, because when you are in this situationship, there is no need to share. Second red flag, let's name an elephant in the room. They were together for 4 years, and within these 4 years they have exchanged infrequent text messages, and they were seeing each other only once or twice per year, and they did just 4 video calls. Like, really? When you're in love, you want to be in contact with your significant other, with your love interest all the time. You want to share your news, you want to exchange photos, you want to be present in his or her life, you want to ask questions, you want to know what's going on, how is everything. So of course you are texting non-stop. Think about your best friend, or about your sibling, or about your ex-girlfriend, like real girlfriend, or your current girlfriend or wife. You are constantly communicating, you are present in each other's lives, you know all the news. And if, for example, you are going on a business trip, for sure you will be texting that you have arrived, that you are doing this, you will share some pictures, you will tell what you have eaten for breakfast, whom you have met, so you would be willing to share all this. But when you don't have feelings, like true romantical feelings or long-term interest, you don't feel this need to share and to constantly communicate. It's like talking to a relative whom you don't really know that well. Well, you know that you have this uncle or this aunt or a cousin, and you basically meet each other for Christmas, or for example you congratulate each other with birthdays just per text, but you are not really present in each other's lives. But when you are building a relationship, well, you and the lady, you would be willing, of course you would be willing to be present, to share, to talk, to communicate. And the third red flag that this gentleman has totally neglected. They have been together for 4 years, but they have never actually talked about the future. And this man assumed that this woman wants to actually marry him. But within these 4 years, she never ever brought up this question, who we are to each other, what is going to happen next. Usually, if a lady is marriage-minded and she wants this relationship to lead to the ring, to a beautiful wedding, well, 6 months into a relationship, 8 months into a relationship top, she will start bringing up this question: what will happen next? Or, for example, who we are to each other, or were you ever thinking about getting married, or when will we do this, when we will bring our relationship to the next level? Because if the lady is older than 27 years old and she wants to get married, for sure she is thinking about the ring. Of course, if she is 22, you are 25, and that's not so important to her, you are just dating, well, then of course she won't be bringing this ring question if she is smart. But if we are talking about an adult woman and she wants a relationship that will lead to marriage, then for sure she will be willing to have these conversations about future. And this woman from the story, she assumed that she and this much older gentleman were just enjoying a so-called vacation love, and that this format was desirable for both of them. But let's return to our list of indicators that you should stop pursuing a relationship with someone. And the third indicator is the fact that you have found out that your long-term goals do not align. Let's assume that you have met this girl and physical attraction is really strong and chemistry is growing rapidly, but between kissing and hugging you actually have started talking, and your girlfriend tells you that she wants to have kids in 10 years because she wants to do this and that first. She wants to achieve all her career aspirations, she wants to travel, she wants to live in Spain, and you Well, you have different plans. Your girlfriend, she is 26 and she really has lots of time to do everything she has just described, but you are 34. Your career aspirations are not so strong as hers because you have already been there, and actually you hope that within the next 2 years the two of you will get married, have a cozy wedding, spend a honeymoon, let's say in Spain or Portugal, and will start trying for a baby because you want to have children till you are in your 40s and you are 34, and you don't want to be that father who is in his 50s when he brings his first child to school. So in your future plans, your future dreams, you see yourself living in the suburbs, being married, and having your first kid in the 2 or 3 years, while your girlfriend, she has totally different dreams. Also, you were quite confident that after you got married, she would be a stay-at-home mom and she would devote her life to her family, because this is the model you saw in your family. Your mother did exactly that, and this is what your sister is doing, your best friend's wife is doing. This is something you want. And your girlfriend, she talks about using her masters in business and marketing fully. She doesn't want to be just a wife and just a mother. She wants to achieve this and that. Maybe in 10 years, within this 10 years, she will change her mind, who knows, because we grow and certain life circumstances and certain experiences, they can change us, and you can take a risk, you can invest your time, you can invest your heart into this relationship. You can continue dating this girlfriend, hoping that she will change her mind, and hopefully she will change it sooner than later, and she will change her dreams and aspirations so that they could fit into your mold. But this is actually highly unlikely. Or you can finish this relationship and move on looking for someone who wants to have similar things and who want to have them now or within a similar time frame. Or a very common situation for ladies. She is dating this guy and they are in a relationship, and she thinks that he might be the one, and very soon he will bring this question up, he will give her the ring, and they will live there happily ever after. And her boyfriend of 8 months or more surprising her, telling that, oh, who needs that official paper? Like, I hate labels and we don't need that because our love is so special and magical. So I don't believe in official marriage, it's all marketing, etc. And you want this, you actually want the ring, you want to get officially married, you want to be Mrs. and you want to have your special Mr. knowing that you're officially together. So in this situation, a smart woman will actually finish this relationship and move on to someone who also wants to build a serious, lasting relationship that can lead to marriage. She will finish this situationship. Another client of mine has been in a relationship with a lady for almost 3 years. He has met her during a vacation. She was a Ukrainian living in London for a long time. And this couple, they were actually flying back and forth to meet each other. The gentleman would fly to London to see her. She would fly to Utah. They would meet at neutral territory. They have traveled through the whole of Europe. And they got stuck 3 years into their relationship because the lady, she was not ready to sacrifice her career in London. She loved it, she worked so hard to get where she was, and the gentleman, he couldn't leave his family business in Utah because every time he was leaving his business for longer than 3 weeks, well, troubles would occur and he would have to work very hard after his vacation to see his girlfriend. So they have talked it over, and since none of them were ready to relocate, they have decided to split. And actually it was a very smart decision. Our client, he ended up dating a lady we have introduced him to. They also had this long distance stage, but after a year and a half of dating, like flying to see each other, talking on Zoom and Skype, the gentleman has proposed to the lady and has asked her to move in with him. And since the lady had a flexible job, in a sense that she could work remotely from any part of the world, she worked for a Chinese company remotely, she has agreed, so she has relocated to Utah to be with her fiancé. And his ex from London, she also has met someone in London. So when my client has shared this news with me about his ex in London, I have asked him how did he find out, and he has confessed that he was following her on Instagram. I have asked him to unfollow her, and later he has thanked me. He said that, you know what, after I have unfollowed her on Instagram, I have stopped thinking about what if. What if I actually took that step and have relocated to be with her? What if I have managed to find words to convince her to relocate to Utah? And he said that it felt better not to be seeing her photos with your new boyfriend or with all those scenery in London, and now he could focus fully on his now fiancé. Guys, I hope it was useful, and I hope you're pursuing a relationship that can bring you closer to your long-term goals, that are making you happy. I want to wish you lots of love. My name is Svetlana Muhar. I'm a founder and the leading matchmaker at Diolli.com, and I strongly recommend you to subscribe to our channel, because twice per week we share here new videos with practical dating tips and advice. We share more dating stories, so don't forget to subscribe, to press like, and of course you should consider becoming a sponsor and supporting our channel. I wish you lots of love from windy Munich, Germany.